Hey guys, this is Konami Finest bringing you guys a Trickstar deck brought to you by my boy Jerry. Close up. Alright, go ahead, my man.
Alright, so I got, I basically went top 24 at the regional, and I play a very unique Trickstar deck. So it starts off with 3 Candina. With 3 Candina, of course, you get a search. If your opponent activates a spell and trap, they take 200 points. So it's still good as a Stratos for any of the Trickstar cards. So I think it's very fun at 3. Next we have the 3 Licorice, which you already know that I can reveal the special and add a Trickstar on the field to the hand. So it's still really good. Also, if they draw or add any cards in their hand, they're going to take 200 points of damage. So it's still a really good card. Running it at 3, I don't see anything else why, but you still need it. 1 Lily Belle. Because with Lily Belle, you're allowed to do her effect once per turn by going for a little more damage. Plus, if you have light stage, it's 4,000. And you get to add a Trickstar monster in the graveyard to your hand. So, of course, just give you a little bit of an idea on how the loot works with this. So, it's going to bring out more damage, and you're going to do a whole lot more. And it's going to be really good. We have the 1 Gofu, because if it was at 3, it'd be even better. But it's fine at 1, and that's okay. For the hand traps, we play 3 Ash Blossom. The reason why we play 3 Ash Blossom is because, well, it's a hand trap and it just stops basically anything. Adding a deck to hand, special from deck, and sending a card from the deck to the graveyard. So, once per turn, it's still okay. It's alright. I mean, for now. We might get another hand trap soon. You never know. 3 Droll and Lockbird, because I don't like spirals. Just to stop them from adding a whole lot to their hand. If they play the resort and they have the master plan, they only get the resort. That's all I'm going to let them have, and they won't be able to get the master plan off. So this is why it's at 3, and I like it a lot. I really don't like it being 0/0, but it's okay. We have 2 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, because it just stops anything that's activating. Things like Tinky, like Spiral Resort, that's why I say it. It gets rid of the card before they can search, and it's still good as a destruction. So just playing these, and these are not, I don't think these are once per turn. Yeah, they are. So all the hand traps are once per turn, except Droll and Lockbird. So it's okay.
For sure, for sure.
2 Honest. I don't like running 3, it's very cloggy. And it's always good just in a state of emergency if you really need to run something over, or they hit you and you run into them, so they do the extra damage because of light stage, and you're able to counteract whatever they're playing. So it came clutch really good, and it gets one of the Spiral players who played Sleeper and only had 1 monster. He didn't activate the effect and he had to run into this, and I Cosmic Cyclone his back row, so he really couldn't do anything at all at that point. So I like this being it too.
Nice, nice.
1 at Maxi, well, can't explain that. Draw off a special, Bushels at 3, at least this format. The interesting card that I decided to run today that got me the 22 spot, 2 Ryo. Mainboarding the Ryo is basically just to sit on so they don't search, and if they were to try to special, I negate, and it just slows them down a little bit, especially if they need to like go in a double helix or something really fast, stops them really bad. And they don't even add anything to hand. I'll just sit on it with a back row, and that's why I'll show you the back row in a minute. But running 2 right now is still very consistent, and I've seen it a lot today, maybe about a couple times, but he really didn't care, so it's still good at 2, and that's why I like to mainboard them. I don't side them because it might be too slow going into game 2. For the spells, 3 light stage. You're definitely going to go ahead and get your spell card. It's a Stratos also for monsters. Plus, if they have a back row they can't activate, you're going to basically force them to activate it or get sent to the graveyard. So their strikes are already gone, and you're not wasting anything. You're not wasting material. You're just getting rid of stuff off the board. So running this at 3 is really good. Also, there's the effect of additional damage for any Trickstar effect that activates, or even battle damage. So pluses on that.
Nice.
3 Terraforming, because until OCG decides to give us 1 Terraforming, I'm still going to run it at 3, just to get out of cards like Ash Blossom and Ghost Ogre in certain cases. But I like this mainly just to get out of Ash Blossom if I already have a light stage in hand.
Nice.
3 Scapegoat, because, well, it needs some defensive power, plus I'm able to do a whole lot of link summoning. I don't see why you wouldn't run 3, at least in this format. So at least with other decks, I'm sure people would probably be running 2 or maybe just 1, but 3 right now. Might as well play it while you can.
And you pretty much go into like Firewall Dragon or Borlo?
Yeah, so things like Firewall Dragon, like already off the back, or if I need to go into Gaia Saber, these come clutch really nice. Or if I need to Link Spider and a Proxy, that also comes really nice. So Borlo kind of needs like 3 effect monsters, which I'm not really worried about unless I have them on board, like a Link 2 and 2 monsters, I'm okay. But this still comes really nice when you need to like get a monster on board just to start doing things, or using the tokens maybe for material for synchro, etc.
For sure.
I only did 2 Cosmic Cyclone because I think 3 is too cloggy, especially nobody's playing a whole lot of back row because Evenly Match is a card. So when they're holding it in their hand or they don't set anything, having 2 Cosmic Cyclone is still awesome. I don't like to pay a whole lot because of the back row that I run, but still good at 2. I mean, I see it a lot also, so I really like it being there.
Nice.
1 Reggae Key. Just this is Reggae Key, it destroys monsters on board. So with this just being at 1, a lot of people say, why don't you run the Dark Hole? Dark Hole really is like a game 2 card because you want to see one or the other. You try to clear their board as fast as you can, and if they already have the last resort play, this comes nothing. Like this is like a dead card. You're not going to be able to destroy Sleeper. For the trap cards, I run 3 Reincarnation because why wouldn't you? Banishes their hand just to bait out the Ash Blossom. If they don't have it, they're really losing their hand. And also the turn 2, the chainable combo, which is the Droll and Lockbird. If you stop their play from adding a hand, you chop Droll and Lockbird and then chain this to where you can stop them, and they'll lose their hand completely and not draw. So this is where this like comes clutch when they have a dead hand of nothing and they have no back row to stop me. So this is really good at 3.
Yeah, that's when they scoop.
That's when they scoop me. And then for of course the Trinity, basically I call it 3 Song Strike. It's because I don't like Ash Blossom a lot. So if I see an Ash Blossom and I have a strike, I'm gonna strike it. And then I can still continue my play like Terraforming and things like that. So I don't like it. But other times I'll stop Double Helix. I'll stop Super Agent. I'll stop Super Tough, whatever his name is. Quick Fix Drone, anything that just says anything in this deck. 3 strike is just very clutch. I like it.
Nice.
And of course, finally the 1 warning at 40 cards. The warning did come in handy just for normal summons or just any card that would try to activate as a special, but mainly the normal summon. I don't like when they summon a 1900 over me, so I get rid of it. Like right away. So that's why I like it. So if I see this, it's okay, cool. If I see these, it's even better because I don't like Super Tough activating the effect. And that's why I have it at 40.
What decks did you mainly see throughout regionals today?
The main decks that I've seen at regionals, I saw a 60 card Lightsworn Zombie Engine, like the Shiranuis and all that good stuff. I did see a few Spirals, of course. I saw 1 Mirror Match Trickstar player, an ABC, and a no player because he didn't show up. So it was quite all right, and it was pretty fun just to see myself get this far in the tournament. And with the engine of running Ryo, there was a lot of people who were scooping game 1 because they had a lot of search but no way to get over a 1900 attacker. So maining the Ryo is very smart, at least right now, because the highest monster you have is Candina, being an 18.
Right.
So it does come very handy. I don't remember my game 7. Oh no, wait. My game 7 was a Spiral. I don't remember my 6 was a Trap Tricks Mirror Match. I don't remember my 5, and that's probably why, but I still got 2-0 on it. No, it's ABC in game 5. Game 4 was another Spiral, and I lost. Game 3 was a Pin Magician. And then game 2 was, of course, another Spiral, and then game 1 was the 60 card Shiranui Lightsworn. My 8th round, the guy didn't show, and I was wondering why, but he ended up giving me the spot anyway, so it was okay.
Nice.
For the extra deck, just one-offs. 1 Holly Angel comes clutch really hard, especially if you need a monster to run over certain things, and you have like the Licorice and the Lily Bell combo. to keep special summoning. So they're taking 400 points if you have the light stage. And also, she's gaining attack for every damage you inflict to your opponent by, just mainly by 200. So it's going to go up even further as you go along. So if you're doing Lily Belle attacking directly, you're already going to have a 26.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is going to be really nice when you're like revealing Licorice, a second Licorice, a special summon, it becomes a 28, and you just crash into something or you attack over something. So this comes very nice, really hard. Plus, the 2 Licorice that are here cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, so they can't really Reggae Key. They only get rid of Holly Angel, and I'm inflicting basically double damage while having the light stage for every card they add or draw from their turns. So 1 Holly Angel.
Would you say, as far as for Holly Angel, that you use probably that the most out of your extra deck?
I believe so. At least to game 2s. Game 1, I always went into bigger things, but game 2, this always came very nice clutch. Because I don't like when other monsters run me over and I don't have the honest to answer to it.
Yeah.
So I go off of this and the combos to keep flipping in and out to get this attack point boost where I need it to be. Plus on their turn, it's still gaining attack points because they're taking the damage off of the Licorice and the light stage. So keeping this out here is really nice, and they'll have to either try to play a spell or a trap card to get out of this, but if they don't, it's just going to stay here. It's really nice to have.
Yeah.
1 Proxy Dragon because of, Scapegoat. You can get a Link 2 right off the bat. 1 Link Spider, of course, that would make the combo for the Link 2, so that way you get 2 extra spots right off the bat, and you'll be able to go ahead and make like bigger plays, like a Bull Reload right here or an Omega somewhere. So that's why the Proxy and Link Spider for the tokens only. So that's why you only run 1 of each. I don't run too many because it gets cloggy.
Okay.
And you need to make room for other things in the extra deck. I did see this a lot, and it actually came really nice, the Acacia Magician, because I used 2 of my fairy-type monsters, which are the Trickstars. I was able to bounce like a couple of cards to their hand, so I bounced Sleeper, and they didn't have the resort to target, so they lost their Sleeper, and I locked out their Banish play on their turn by dropping a side card, and I'll show you in a minute. Really nice to even just keep this out, and I love it. I wish it was like a little better, but it's okay being at the 1 of just to make sure you can do your play. And this is why a Grinder Golem should be banned because of this. It's like so clutch, and it doesn't stop anyway.
Nice.
I did run the Gaia Saber. I got rid of a lot of stuff. The 26 is really a nice attack just to run over certain things like 25s and 24s, something who like summons anything over your 18. So you can run them over, and they have really nothing to say about the 26ers. Wow, it's a Link 3, it's okay. So it's good at 1.
Yeah.
The 1 Decode Talker, I think everybody loves Decode Talker. Basically it gains 5 in 2 zones, and it gains 5 in a 3rd zone if they summon to that, so it's 38. Plus, I'm able to negate anything that targets a card on the field by attributing a monster. So, it hands down, I've seen this a lot, and it really came clutch for me. It lost to a Pin Magician, but it's okay. It's whatever. Next, we have the Trinity, as I call them, the Link 4 Trinity. We have the Topologic Bomber Dragon, which I can blow up a main monster board just by special summoning in my zone, which would probably be a token. 9 times out of 10, I'm blowing up the monster board, and I'm still doing major damage if they have an extra monster. So if I attack into their extra deck monster, I'm not only inflicting the minimal damage, but I'm inflicting their attack points as well to them. So it's like doing 3,000 direct already.
And that's with the combo with the Scapegoats?
Yes.
Okay.
So on my turn, let's say for example, I was like, you know what, I just want to get rid of Scapegoat. I summon the Scopes in any of the zones. The effect activates, and I destroy everything in the main monster zone. So if they have just the 1 extra deck, I run into it and inflict 3,000.
Nice.
So it's okay. I mean, it could be a lot better, but I'm sure in another deck this would be really nice. But right now, it did do what it did today to make me get this far. We have the Bull Reload Dragon, because Bull Reload is superior. Because of the simple fact is that they can't target anything by monster effects, and neither can I. So they try to do like Sleeper, it stays on board. There's no way they can get out of it. Plus I can start attacking for 200, and they have to try to switch to defense just so they don't take any more damage. So that's why I like it. I never really used the second effect of Bull Reload, but I've always used the first effect, so I actually like it. So I'm pretty good with just having the board reload at 1 for now. And of course, finally the firewall, because you can use 4 scapegoats to get this. I think it's rather stupid, but it's also very nice in this format because you can use tokens now for a bigger play or a bigger monster instead of just sitting on them. When Scapegoat was around, like really nobody played Scapegoat, but now they're very useful in this format.
Yeah.
For the rest of the extra deck, I run 1 Gaga Samurai just for the double attacks. I run the Tapir just to stop my opponent from playing in attack mode. I'll just summon it in defense and they're just sitting on it. The Tornado Dragon came really good to destroy spells and traps during either player's turn. Awesome. The Utopia, of course, and the Lightning, just to do the rank 4s. And then finally, the 1 Omega, which slowed down this Spiral player so hard because I kept taking cards out of his hand, giving it back to him on my turn, and putting, like, Reincarnation back in the graveyard during their turn. So it's awesome. Like, I've had this out here just sitting here. When they did their standby, I put, like, Reincarnation back in the graveyard, which allowed me to special a Trickstar that's in the graveyard back to the field, like Licorice. Or so that way if they keep adding the hand, they're going to take damage, which I burned them down all the way to 100, and then when I got this back, I just swung over for game. That's basically how I did that.
Nice.
So that's it for the extra deck. The side deck, really very, very self-explanatory. 1 Sphere mode because I'm tired of seeing multiple monsters. And this just gets rid of 3 right off the bat. It gets rid of a double Helix Sleeper and some other monster, and they're just sitting on this. So I like this a lot at 1. The 2 Lancia, just so I don't see them banish 4 Sleeper, which is why I was telling you about the, that whole I'll banish 3 for Sleeper build, and they have to wait 1 turn because they won't be able to do it right away. Sure. 1 Dark Hole because of game 2. I think it's really good at game 2. This card, very nice, came so good, taking away an opponent's Babushka and going into a Link 3. So good. I love it.
Up.
Definitely 2 thumbs up. This is a very nice clutch card because it's not like brain control. You take whatever they're there and then you can go into a Link play. So you don't have to worry about anything with this. The 1 Twin Twister, because not many people are really looking at this. They're like, why don't you run 3 Cyclone? I like this because it gets rid of more and they'll bait this out with the Cyclone if they have something else on board. So I'm pretty cool paying 1,000 for them paying 1,000 to get rid of this, and I have my other backs. So I really like this one.
Nice.
We have, of course, the 3 evenly matched, because this is always a game 2 and game 3 card. Definitely just get rid of everything in the back row. So, or anything on the field except this 1 card. And my buddy Jerome here, aka Konami's finest, he found out the hard way that this comes clutch. And then, of course, 3 spell fragrance for the spell plays, especially Pendulum Magicians. They slow down a lot, but they're not able to pendulum summon. Their Pithograph is really good only when I have Cyclone. So when they activate a Cyclone and they don't get this off. So I really like this being at 3, and I've always seen it. So thumbs up to stopping Pen Magicians. And then, of course, they resist stones. Mind Crush. Who likes hand traps? I do. You do. Absolutely. Anybody at Spiral Resort? Call that motherfucker. Excuse my French.
No, you're
basically,
good.
the Spiral Resort